President Biden is crossing one item off his presidential bucket list, using his veto power for the first time yesterday. The president rejected a bipartisan measure that would nullify a new administration rule for retirement plans. He posted a video on social media about his decision.
I just signed this veto because the legislation passed by the Congress would put at risk the retirement savings of individuals across the country. They couldn't take into consideration investments that wouldn't be impacted by climate, impacted by overpaying executives, and that's why I decided to veto it.
CNBC reporter Brandon Gomez joins us now to break it all down. Brandon, good morning. So this measure really centers on the issue of socially conscious investments, something Biden's opponents called woke capitalism. What exactly should we know about what was initially proposed?
That's right, Zinkley. So, I mean, putting that definition in terms, right, woke capitalism, I mean, what it really is, it's a set of standards that just socially conscious investors use to make sure their money aligns with certain values, right? So what was being proposed? It was a ban on federal managers of retirement plans from considering certain factors when making investments, factors like climate change, right? Considering if a company is overpaying executives, situations where there's an outstanding legal battle at the company, right? And so why veto? Biden said that these have material impact on the business bottom line, as you heard in that soundbite there. These are factors that should be considered by investors when they're considering where to put their money in terms of long-term return on their investments.
Brandon, many were expecting the president to battle with Republican lawmakers on different issues, government spending and the nation's debt limit. So why did President Biden use his first veto on this particular measure, and what are Republicans saying about it?
I mean, it's true, and those issues aren't off the table, right? We still may see those issues come up further down the line. I think this is an issue that you're going to hear a lot about, especially on the 2024 campaign trail if Florida Governor Ron DeSantis puts his hat in the bid, right? So he's been very vocal on this conversation about socially conscious investing. Really, the thesis of the conversation there is that business impact is not materially measured, right? So there's no real way to measure how a company performs based on these metrics. Now, here at CNBC with our partners at Just Capital, we actually turned to the data, right, and saw that companies that prioritize certain issues that we're talking about here, right, diversity in the workforce, these issues do matter, and they do actually outperform their peers.
And Brandon, what's next with the measure for those who maybe forget their political or government classes from high school? Is it dead in the water after this veto, or is there another route to getting it passed?
Yeah, so there would need to be a 2/3 majority in each chamber of the Congress to overturn as well. You could also see it on the state level, right? So in states like Florida, they can individually decide whether or not they want to ban these types of investments. I think really this is, again, going to be a conversation moving forward, but one that we need to sort of keep track of as we continue to head towards 2024 and lead with the data, right? Not just the opinion.
A lot to watch. Brandon Gomez, thank you so much.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.